Everyone today about peace, love, and unity. And I would like to speak in the light of this theme by starting talking about the word Islam and from where it stems. The word Islam, unlike the name of other religions, with due respect to all, like Christianity or Buddhism, is not called after a founder or someone or a human. It has a linguistic meaning and religious meaning. The linguistic meaning of the word Islam is or stemmed from a root word which is salima, sin lam mim, which is the same root word for peace, salam, and well-being, salama, and to submit or submission, and there is sallama. This is the linguistic meaning. It does share the same root with other words, but let me just focus on that it shares the same root with peace and well-being. The religious essence of Islam is to achieve peace and well-being in this life and the hereafter through submitting our will to God or the Creator. This is the introduction to my mini talk or lecture. We in Islam we have three relationships that we need to maintain and take care of. The first one is our relationship with the Creator. The second one is our relationship with our own self. And the third one is our relationship with the creation. And that creation could be human or non-human. So I would like to just take this further to speak about it in the light of the five pillars of Islam. How can we maintain a good relationship with our Creator, which we call a spiritual connection? How can we do this if we're losing that connection with our own selves, or we're losing it with the creation? It would be very difficult to achieve such aim. So Islam came with the five pillars, and the first highlights the identity of a Muslim, which is there is no God but God and Muhammad is his messenger. And this is the identity of a Muslim. And then it goes to the prayer, which enhances the relationship between man and the Creator. So the Creator is not in need of the worship, otherwise he's not God. So God doesn't need anything from humanity, doesn't need anything from non-humanity. God is actually the one who gives and the one who sustains us. So why do we have a system of worship then, which includes prayer, charity or purdu, fasting, and pilgrimage as main ones? This is to enhance the three relationships that we have as humans. The first is our relationship with the Creator, and the second with our own selves, and the third with the creation. Take, for example, the prayer and how it creates that connection and bond on a regular basis, 5 times a day, at least 5 times a day. And that would include a prayer or a chapter, which is Fatihatul Kitab, which includes that appreciation. And it starts with praising God that as He deserves to be praised. And this is the way the Fatiha is teaching us how to address people. You don't request things from people till you know them, or you know how to address them so that you can get what you want. So there is the prayer that is in congregation, and again that highlights that unity because we pray next to each other. And that has been disturbed by indeed COVID and its limitation, but still there in the form of individual prayers. And as soon as that has been relaxed, we started to get back into one row, to pray towards one direction, following one book. And regardless the differences we have different languages, but all Muslims, the 1.8 billion, they pray in one language. Just what indicates that unity. So prayer highlights that peaceful condition of a Muslim. It highlights that moment of appreciation and humbleness. It also highlights that meaning of unity in terms of being next to each other and helping one another. This is the prayer. When we come quickly to the purdu or the zakat, we are paying, and it is part of our obligation as Muslim to give away some of what we earn, which is 2.5% of the surplus to needy, to poor and needy, to bridge that gap between rich and poor, to enhances that love and to enhance that unity within the society, and indeed to lead the community to become more merciful towards each other and peaceful towards each other. So the rich doesn't keep going in his richness or her richness, forgetting that they have some obligation towards people who are disabled or people who are cannot work, disabled and cannot work, because many disabled can still work while they are disabled, or partially they are. Or people who are not healthy, or people who cannot find a job. So again, Islam is paying attention to that social cohesion through the economical way of helping one another through the third pillar of Islam, which is zakat or purdu. The fourth one is fasting. And again, if we look at that fasting, we find like zakat, it enhances the relationship between us and God, between us and our own selves, and us and the creation. How is that? When I fast, I am enabling myself to connect to the Creator spiritually. He commanded me to fast and to stop eating, drinking, and fulfilling my sexual desires, which is halal or lawful ones, from dawn till dusk. And that would include smoking and other things as well. This is mainly to purify the self, which is strengthen that relationship with the Creator, and at the same time help the self to adapt self-control, or increases the self-control, which helps me as a human to be in control of what I'm doing, and to be in control of the portion of food I am taking and drink is very important for my health. Not only my physical health, but my mental health and spiritual health also, as Islam look at health in a holistic way. So that helps again to strengthen that relationship between me and the Creator, with me and self. And once I am in a better control, I would be able to communicate better and deal better with others. But if I'm not in control, I won't be able to do this. Last but not least, pilgrimage. And pilgrimage is a very interesting journey that starts with our ability to do it, not only financial but physical ability. So when we go to have the Hajj or the pilgrimage, we are in a journey to get to strengthen our relationship with the Creator, but also to enhance that strong faith within the self, and purify the self, and connect to the creation in many ways. With the humans, we are not allowed to argue once we started the Hajj or pilgrimage. It doesn't mean that Islam encourages argument outside Hajj or pilgrimage, but actually there is a big flag of no, and we need to be careful of this. So there is no argument, there is no verbal fight, there is no physical, no politicized physical. We're not allowed, according to the Quran, to get into this kind of argumentation or fights. فَمَنْ فَرَضَ فِيهِنَّ الْحَجِّ فَلَا رَفَثَ وَلَا فُسُوقَ وَلَا عِصْيَانَ فِي الْحَجِّ. The Quran specifically highlights this, in addition to the fact that we are not allowed to cut off any trees or kill any animals during taking this or embarking this very special journey, as that would just disturb the animal or plantation life, which indicates that Islam looks at our peace as a holistic one that goes even beyond human beings. So a Muslim is not allowed to disturb animal without need to. If we are hunting, we are hunting for food, and if we are hunting for food, we hunting only for food or for benefiting from what we hunt, not for pleasure or to waste what we have hunted. So again, there is a reason behind things. And if we talk about how Islam encouraged us to live in peace with not only with human but animals and plantation, one would be amazed at the different values that Islam stressed. So in the pilgrimage, which let's say that we would spend nowadays $12,000 to go to Mecca and Medina and embark or take part in this journey, if you kill an animal and within a specific boundary in Mecca or Medina, or while you are in that status of a pilgrim, then your whole journey could be, or the whole Hajj or pilgrimage could be nullified. So not only waste of time, waste of money, waste of efforts. So again, Islam made this a bridge for us to link and to bond with the creation, with let them be human or non-human. In the pilgrimage, you would meet with people from all around the globe who speak different languages, nearly all the languages of the world, if you like, or most of them, who came from different places with different cultures, different skin color, and you need to communicate with them at some time, even with the international language of, communication. You need to be patient. There is no titles, there is no financial status. You are dressed like everybody else. You need to maintain your hygiene, and you need to maintain your patience, which could be challenged by other people who are with you in the pilgrimage, and make things very difficult. You need to be respectful of the elders, as in Islam. Islam tells us, and be merciful towards the younger or youngest or younger people. And you would come across some cultures or people act in a way that you might find offensive, but it's not, and they didn't mean to, but because their culture is different. You might find even people who might have a strong smell because they came from villages somewhere, and they have this very strong smell, but to them it's normal. How are you going, or how am I going to live with all of this? And while I am living with this package of cultures, languages, and different things, I need to worship God in my trip to Hajj. Wouldn't this, if I am successful, I would be able to achieve the first relationship, which is a connection between me and the Creator, and to strengthen the connection between me and the self by enabling myself to be more understanding, more humble, more understanding, more humble, and more respectful towards self and others. And it also creates more love and more unity with other people. This is how Islam, which came from that root of Salima, came from that root of peace, salam, and that root of well-being, which is salama, and other beautiful words like even safety and security. Same words have got the same root. How this is how Islam, in that notion, creates a system of worship for the Muslim to interact with himself or herself and others, whether they are Muslims or non-Muslims, whether they are human or non-human. And at the end of my small talk or mini lecture, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to descend His mercy upon those who have whom their souls have been taken away on the 15th of March 2019, and And again, as Muslims, we believe that death is not the end of the journey, it's a beginning of a new journey where we are uh, moving from this life to another life and moving from this place to another place. As we are limited with our place and time, we think, some people think that there is nothing beyond this. But as Muslims, we believe that there is another life. And as they have been taken while they have been very peaceful, worshiping God in a masjid or a mosque, then they are considered shuhada or martyrs who didn't do anything bad to anyone of the humanity at that moment, at least, and their souls have been taken in such a status of peace and love, and that's why they have a real life, but not here. It's somewhere else, and we believe in this. Thank you very much for listening, and I'm not sure about this method of communication. How am I going to interact with the audience? But I would leave it to the young people. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear?
Uh, Again, it's that funny voice.
Um, maybe can you hear me at all or not at all?
Same problem.
So the uh, hey, can you hear me now? Is it better now?
It's like this cartoon. What I can hear is the cartoon for my little Yusuf. I have, mashallah, 22 years old, and I have 3 years old. So that sound is like the chipmunks. You know the chipmunks? So your sound is like the chipmunks. Yeah.
Um,
So I can understand the chipmunk language.
uh, can you look at the chat? Is it possible for you to look at the chat?
I
Okay.
can't
Uh,
please. I'm sorry. Thank you very much for the invite anyway, and wish you all the best. And thank you for those who are around and was able or were able to just take something away. Wish you all the best, and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you.